Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio 101. This episode, we are going to be introducing you to green science, otherwise known as Science Pack 2. And why that's important is I haven't been playing for that long, and I am on my last red science only research that I have. There will be more later, but for right now, in order to progress in the game, at least research-wise, everything that I need, or everything that I have to research, except for this, which is in process, needs green science. Well, I guess, okay, two things. But anyway, let's get back into the main game and bring up our crafting table. Now, it's not really a table, but crafting menu. Science Pack 2 takes an inserter and a transport belt, which are both secondary products. So this gets a little bit more complicated, but it's definitely doable. So an inserter takes an electric circuit, an iron gear wheel, and an iron plate. And inserters take an iron plate and an iron gear wheel. Now I've already brought up a lead of copper and iron here, which should serve us pretty well. And I'm going to just show you the way that I usually go through and do this. Like I've said before, there's no right or wrong way. Excuse me. There's no right or wrong way to do this stuff. It's just really a matter of personal preference and how you... basically what's easiest for you. So the first thing that I'm going to set up is a transport belt factory. And that takes iron, and it also takes gear wheels. So I'm going to turn this into a gear wheel factory. We'll go ahead and bring power over to that, like so. And that's going to get going. Now, for the inserter, which is actually going to take an assembling machine 2 because it's got more than 2 ingredients. So we're going to put that down. We're going to set that to inserters, and that takes electric circuit, iron gear wheel, and iron plates. Well, we've already got iron plates right here. So let's go ahead and set that up. We've already got iron gears right here, so let's just set the inserter over here for that. And the only thing else that we need is electric circuits. So let's take a look at what that requires. It takes an iron plate and 3 copper cables. Well, just plop these down. So electric circuit there, and copper cable there. Let's go ahead and bring our raw materials all the way down here. Craft a few more blue inserters while I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and bring power up here as well. Okay, should have crafted more blue inserters beforehand. So we're going to set all of this up so that it feeds into each other. And there we have a functioning inserter factory, as well as a functioning transport belt factory. So ideally, what you would want to do is get these two products onto either side of a belt, kind of similar to what we did to our iron and copper. But when you use an inserter to put something on a belt, it always goes to the far side of the belt. And if we go in just a straight line, like so, we would have inserters and belts being put onto the same side of the belt, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I'll demonstrate that, and that's going to be a bad idea because eventually that's going to get clogged up when our factories are pulling off of that line. So let's go ahead and pick up this inserter. These running is fine. And we'll pick up all the material off of that. So an easy way to do that is to run a belt perpendicular to this one, and that's going to empty out to the far side of this belt, but since it's a T, it goes to the first side that it runs into. Kind of a neat little trick, in my opinion, anyway. Another thing that I like to do with this tier of science is actually set up some boxes here so that you can have the machines make your inserters and your transport belts, since you use them quite a bit. And what we can do here, since we don't need a ton of them at any given time, we can hit this X here, and that limits how many stacks you can hold in this box. So let's have that just be one stack, which is going to be 50 inserters. And we can have that start emptying into that box. So the next time that we need inserters, we can just go to that box, pick up the inserters, and be done with it. And we're going to do the same thing with our transport belts. Let's go ahead and get power over there. And actually, I'm going to do 2 stacks of those, because you do use those a little bit more regularly. So our next thing that we need to do is set up the actual green science factories, which I'm actually going to set these up directly opposite of the red science factories, just for aesthetic reasons. There's really no reason to do that, other than I like the way that it looks. So we're going to grab this belt and come down here. Come on. And that's going to fill up soon enough. Let's go ahead and turn these to Science Pack 2s. And we're going to do that copy and paste trick that we have. And I'm going to use just normal inserters to feed these, just because they don't really assemble very quickly. We need one more belt down there. And there we go. Finish that off. And there we go. We have a functioning green science factory. Well, series of factories, really, if you want to get technical about it. And so that's going to fill up this belt quite nicely. Let's go down and look at how that's affecting our smelting operations. So as you can see, it's not really affecting our copper much at all. I mean, we're kind of dipping into the second stone furnace, mostly just using the first one. But if we go into iron, we're definitely using a lot more of it. And yeah, in order to support the next tier of science, or really any significant amount of factories, we're going to have to expand this or upgrade it or what have you. So yeah, just a quick little episode. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to cover in this. I am going to start research on where to go, oil processing. And the reason that I want that is because the next tier of science, which is the blue science, or science 3, requires oil processing and products from that. So yeah. So I think in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to cover oil processing, at least the first level of it, and kind of get you guys familiar with that. But that's all going to be in the next episode. So until next time, if you like this video, if it helped you out, please remember to thumbs up the video. It helps the channel out tremendously. If you want to see more of these tutorials or any other series that I'm doing, feel free to hit subscribe. And as always, take care of yourselves out there, and thanks for watching.